Hello, I'm Tolga, the Whisky Snob, and welcome to the Whisky Snob's Week of Whisky. This week, I'm being supported by African Eastern in Dubai, and we're hosting a week of whisky that coincides with International Whisky Day being slap bang in the middle, March 27th. We have put together a special offering for people here in Dubai that can go to some selected stores and get really good deals on whiskies being featured this week. I'm really excited to be able to bring some of these whiskies to you. Obviously, the more we try, the more we educate ourselves on whiskey, the better it is for everybody. Today, I have the lovely privilege of enjoying the Balvenie DoubleWood 12-year-olds. This actually is a really good whiskey. So it's the brand itself, Balvenie, I respect a lot. It's a very unapologetic. I always say this in all my reviews, whether it's written or video. Balvenie produces whiskey that is very unapologetic. It knows what it is. It knows what you should like, and says, "Screw you, enjoy me." And that's what I love about it. It's strong, it's bold, it's full of flavour, and it's got a really rich history as well. So what I like about the DoubleWoods is that it's matured first in American bourbon casks. Bourbon casks impart a lot of vanilla and spice sort of flavours like peppery spice. Then you have, then it gets put into sherry casks. So sherry casks usually have a separate effect on whiskey. It gives it lots of caramel, some dried fruit. Sometimes if you've had a whiskey and you think it tastes like Christmas because it's so heavily, it's been left in a sherry cask for a long period of time, or it's been left exclusively in a sherry cask for the whole term of its maturation, and it imparts those flavours and that sort of characteristic in the whiskey. Not to bore you too much, obviously these are meant to be just quick tasting notes videos for the Week of Whisky by the Whisky Snob. I'm going to get stuck straight in. On the nose, it's quite gristy. Grist is it's like the chaff that comes off the barley, the head of the barley ears. So but there is some nuttiness in there as well. Some nuttiness and a little bit of rich fruitness, like rich fruit and some vanilla. You do get a very light hint of smoke and a very mild sort of gentle note of sherry, but you can't be sure. The vanilla from the bourbon cask is real evident on the nose. On the palate, again, first things first, vanilla. That bourbon cask sort of influence is really evident in the whiskey, but it doesn't take too long before it almost takes you on a real twisty turny journey. You think, vanilla, a little bit citrus, and it's, whoa, sweetness. Then you've got just a hint of peat, some dried fruit. Lots of aromatic spices again from that sherry cask, cinnamon, nutmeg, and again, rich, oily walnut, like real rich, oily walnut. Fantastic whiskey. I could have some more actually. The finish is quite dry and gets even more dry as it goes on. It's spicy for sure, not red hot chili, but there is pepper spice. But there's a beautiful continuation of the aromatic spices and those dried fruits all the way to the finish, and it's still just lingering. It just lingers on the tongue and just keeps on going and going. It's fantastic. I mean, 43%. I usually wouldn't add any water. There's a drop there just to give it give it a little surprise. Adding water completely removes any of the sherry characteristics within the whiskey on the nose, but it does accentuate the smoke. On the palate, a lot milder and actually quite disappointing with a drop of water. Drink it neat and drink it all night, but drink responsibly. Thank you very much. I'm the Whisky Snob. Thank you to African Eastern for supporting this wonderful week of whiskey, and happy International Whiskey Day. See you soon.